What if all cities and towns that aren't capital cities were banned? The only places that are allowed to exist are capitals and their immediate surroundings. How would the world change? And which capital would be the most powerful? Firstly, there would be no continents and all capitals would become islands. The use of boats and planes would probably increase, and the use of trains and cars would probably decrease drastically. Interestingly, the capitals of what used to be the two Congos are located right beside each other, so they would share an island. Not all countries have one capital. There are a handful of countries that have two, like the Netherlands with Amsterdam and The Hague, Bolivia with La Paz and Sucre, and Sri Lanka with Colombo and Sri Jayawardenepura Kore. South Africa would be very lucky in this world since they have three capitals. Cape Town, where the seat of parliament is located, is the legislative capital, Pretoria is the administrative capital, and Bloemfontein is the judicial capital. The new world population is just over 600 million, so more than 90% of people would disappear. Among the biggest cities that we would have to say goodbye to are Osaka, Shanghai, Mumbai, Karachi, Istanbul, and Sao Paulo. Some countries like Mongolia and Uruguay would still keep a large percentage of their people, and city-states like Singapore wouldn't lose a single person. But some countries like China would only keep a tiny fraction of their population. China is so big and has so many massive cities that even though Beijing is a very big city, it only contains roughly 1.5% of China's population. In the normal world, it's common knowledge that China and India have enormous populations, but in this world, China would have fewer people than both Mexico and Egypt, or rather Mexico City and Cairo, since only the capitals still exist. Which capital would be the most powerful? It would most likely not be Palau's capital Engerulmud, although I do like a good underdog story. With a population of 277, it's just a few people short of being able to challenge the big boys. Paris and London would be powerful since they have large economies, but I don't think any of them would be the most powerful. Beijing and Seoul would probably be the most powerful in Asia, and New Delhi may become one of the most powerful in the future as India is a rapidly developing economy. The US is widely considered the world's most powerful country, but would its capital be the most powerful? Washington DC would be very powerful, but its urban area has quote-unquote only 5 million people, and I think there is one city that would be more powerful than Washington DC or any of the previously mentioned cities, including Engerulmud. This city would have the highest GDP since New York City isn't the capital. It would also have the biggest urban area population out of any city in the world with more than 37 million, roughly the same as California's population. Although on second thought, there are no country capitals in California, so it would actually have 0 people, meaning that this capital would have infinite times more people than California. I'm talking about Tokyo.